are things to happen in the next 7 overs. 8 minutes of sort of frantic.
I love watching it.
He kept wicket well yesterday, extremely well. Again, it's much flatter and shorter. Actually, it's not much of a ball. And Dickwell has no trouble going back and can drive it straight off the back foot for a single to mid-on. Sloppy throw from mid-on, and it was Joe Root, I think, and it's picked up one-handed by Ben Folkes. They've all started to move, but in fact, it's not the end of the over. Is that right?
the drinks
Oh, the minis
come on
the
as
minis
well.
on.
It's peaked early.
Yeah. Are we allowed to? It's product placement if we mention the name of the mini. Should we call it the Blue Cow? Is that enough of a clue?
Or is it a bull?
Pardon? No, it's Blue Cow.
Is it?
Here's Adil Rashid. Oh, great delivery. Rips a leg break past the outside edge. What's up? Did you only just click?
I thought he just got that one. That's dear me. Sorry, Matt.
203 for 6 here at the Sinhalese Sports Club. Sri Lanka need 124 and England still need 4 wickets. Let's look back.
If I was in that dressing room and I was a player, I'd be sticking my hand up. I want to be that man taking that last wicket to take England back home with a 3-0 victory.
And it's been clobbered through wide mid-wicket by Mendes. He goes to 84. Sri Lanka 176 for 5. As Leach goes in, that's a beauty. Is there an outside edge on that? It's through to Folkes, the wicket-keeper.
I've heard a noise.
Right. Joe Root says, I couldn't hear anything. Folkes, did you hear something? And you heard him say, I heard something. And they are therefore reviewing it.
Ravi, nothing. Stay with the original decision.
Coming back for the second, he'll have to hurry.
Direct hit! Oh no, it's a direct hit! Extraordinary! Jack Leach has hit the stumps.
He has a slog at this, and it's... Oh, has he caught it? No. What? He's thrown himself at it, has Keaton Jennings, positioned exactly for that. He had a lot of ground to cover. England players have their hands on their heads. I think he might have got to it and dropped it. A fingertipper if there was one.
203 for 6 of the SSC. Players enjoying themselves, having a drink. This is Roshana Bessinger. Joining me is Gareth Paddy on Talk Sport 2. And Sri Lanka need a further 124 runs. Roshan Silva is out there. He's on 57. And with him is Niroshan Dickwell on 9. Kusal Mendes, as you picked up in the highlights, was run out for 86. That was the only wicket lost in the session. And what do you reckon, Bats?
It's been a very good morning from a Sri Lankan point of view. I thought Mendes played incredibly well this morning. A very good partnership with Roshan. And they made England really toil. And I suppose it was only a mistake with the running between the wickets that has sort of got to the point where England are just back on top again. But the skill in which they have played this morning and going into sort of midday has been quite impressive. Being able to mix good defence with good positive attacking movement has been great to watch. And as we've seen throughout the series, it's ebbed and flowed, and yes, England are 2-0 up, but Sri Lanka have had their opportunities in the series, and are they going to take this one that is unfolding in front of them?
Yeah, that's the big question. That is really the big question. I thought for a moment when that partnership was happening that they were in with a really good chance. But from here now, with Dickwell, the way he bats, the sweeps, the reverse sweeps, the paddles, well, he's always on a knife's edge. He can, it can go either way. But Sri Lanka will be hoping that Dickwell will be Dickwell and he'll come up with something special.
Yeah, and from an English point of view, it's very dangerous when you get a player like Dickwell coming in, because he's prepared to take big risk. But also with the big risk becomes big gains, and he'll score very quickly. He'll take the game away from England before they really know what's happening. They only need 124 now, Sri Lanka. So there is a chance. It's slim still, I would suggest, but the way that they've played, they've earned the right for us to be talking in this manner.
Yeah, there's 16 more overs to go for the new ball. Is that correct, Jared? 16 more, yeah? So 16 more overs. So which means that England is still, when they claim the second new ball, if Sri Lanka had lost, say, 7 wickets, somewhere 6 wickets still. They still might have a chance with that second cherry.
Yeah, and the new ball is not about the fast bowlers, it's about the spinners. It's about getting a bit more bounce, it's about getting a bit more skid, and possibly a bit quicker and sharper turn with that newer ball.
Yeah, it's turning out to be a wonderful game of cricket, I must say. 203 for 6, 336 was the first inning score, then 244 Sri Lanka. As here is this delivery from Moeen Ali. He's been swept by Dikwella for a single, then England in reply. The second innings 230. Now Sri Lanka 204 for 6. All eyes on Roshan Silva, who's looking solid. 130 balls, 4 fours. He's taking his time. And it's going to be Moeen Ali who will come on and roll his off spin to a short leg and a slip. In fact, what's going to happen at mid-off? I think they're going to keep that mid-off extra cover area open. Leach goes across to a very wide mid-off. Root goes in from mid-on to where is he going to slip? Yeah, because Stokes has come across to leg slip. That's a bit unusual, Wardy. Stokes is always at slip.
He's probably seen as a slightly better catcher than Joe Root. Pull off the spectacular one, and from round the corner he'll be slightly unsighted.
Here comes Moeen Ali ball. Outside the off stump, I think. They're very, very excited. Hit him on the pad. England not really reviewing it, but it was a big sound. But they're still thinking about it, is it? The folks is having a word to Stokes. No, they're not reviewing it.
I like that fielding position though. I like having a leg slip. And he said, spinner, is it going to go there?
And it's a good field on the leg side to the off spinner. 2 catching, 1 saving 1. Comes Moeen Ali bowls and Roshan. I don't know whether it went over his hands or heads or went between his hands, but it's raced away to the boundary. Dikwella will not die wandering, I'll tell you.
A big reverse sweep, excuse me. Big reverse sweep from Dikwella. Ben Stokes has anticipated the fact the ball's coming in his direction, and he's leaped like a salmon to try and grab it out of the air. But unfortunately on this occasion they had too much pace on it from Dikwella, and it rolls off to the boundary for 4.
209 for 6. Here comes Moeen Ali again to bowl to Dikwella, who this time plays the conventional sweep. Just wanting to find out what other shot Dikwella will really be looking at scoring, because he's so fast, so played the reverse and the conventional sweep.
It's interesting that he sees the sweep as the way to go on this pitch, whereas you flip that to Josh Butler, who swept everything in candy in the second test where the ball didn't bounce quite as much. Yesterday he decided that wasn't the way to go, and he used his feet and got down the pitch.
Here's Moeen Ali bowls, and Roshan Silva comes forward, plays it defensively away on the offside. Folks picks up 210 for 6, 117 more needed. Roshan Silva 58, Dikwella on 15. You're on Talksport 2.
The other thing, watching all the spin that's been bowled in this series, and it's been brilliant, I have to say, it's been fascinating cricket, is the amount of times, the amount of batsmen that are very capable of playing the reverse sweep, and how that has changed where the captains and where the spin bowlers can put their field. It's almost like you end up having one less attacking fielder. They're doing it to stop the boundary. And it's completely changed the dynamics of field placing for spin bowling, and it's all because of their ability to play that reverse sweep as if I would play a forward defensive.
Well, that's it. I suppose 10 years ago, maybe not even as long ago as that, it was seen as high risk. And I think what we're saying now is it's not high risk anymore. And Jack Leach comes on to Dikwella from the far end now, the media end, and straight away he's got this deep third man. It literally is a third man that a seamer would have, because of the fear of this reverse sweep, and you're playing with
Option. Now that's one way of transforming the pressure. He's showing Leach that he can play the straight shot. That's a boundary. He goes up to 19.
We heard you, Rosh. Has he got another shot? You bet he has. This is a wonderful strike. Skips down the pitch, a couple of steps, belts it, never gets above, I don't know, 10 metres off the ground and skips into the fence. Beautiful.
Leach comes in now. Long on out of the boundary. Goes to Dikwella. He's given a short leg. Dikwella is walking away, not even reviewing it. Inside edge onto the pad, and that man Jennings again at square short leg, and England have got an important wicket in the form of Niroshan Dikwella out for 19.
What a reply from Jack Leach. Just fired this one in a little bit more, a bit quicker, pushed Dick Weller onto the back foot, a little inside edge as he tries to knock it to square leg onto the pad, bounces up. There he is again. That man Jennings just does not miss them at short leg.
I think they're absolutely right as well to push him behind square. For so long he's been almost on square or in front, but with the angle that Jack Leach is bowling from around the wicket, you feel the ball is going to go a little finer. So well done to Joe Root, well done to Keith Jennings, and as you say, Bats, well done to Jack Leach for pushing that ball through a little quicker, having been planted straight down the ground. He's had an impressive day, Jack Leach. 3 wickets now, has he got? 3 for 51, and that run out as well.
Hit 214 for 7, caught Jennings, bowled Leach for 19, and it's turning out to be really tough now for Sri Lanka with Dilraj Pereira coming out. But he's a sort of an all-rounder with an average of about 20 in his test career. He's got first-class hundreds, but Sri Lanka will need a little bit more than that. He'll really have to hang in there and support Roshan Silva. The thing is, when Dick Weller was there, you would expect runs, and runs would come quickly, and he would suddenly realize that Sri Lanka have got so far close, but it's not going to be the case now.
The man striding to the crease, Pereira, actually strikes a good ball as well. We've seen in the series that he's not shy of playing a shot or two. The biggest thing for him, being a spinner himself, he knows exactly what his opposite number's trying to do, and he'll try and second guess and put them on the back foot with some expansive shots, I would suggest. We've seen there that there's a definite theory in I'm going to get you before you get me, and it was working for a while there for Dick Weller, but this is a crucial stand now. You feel like Sri Lanka have to make a massive dent in that 113 they need to win with this pair at the crease.
Yeah, they will have to, because it's Lakmal and then Pushpa Kumara to come in, so they don't have great credentials as batsmen. This is the partnership that they can pin some hope on. Dilraj Pereira is having a short leg, he's having a slip. Here comes Leach, now mid-on saving one, leg wicket saving one, bowls to Pereira, who stands up straight to a ball that was fired in a little bit quicker, and he plays it off the back foot. So the man close in, no run. 214 for 7. Here comes no television, and we had packed crowds, massive crowds. They would stream in to look at the MCC, as they would call them, not England.
See, Jared,
There would have been, yes, I'm sure. There comes asking for a catch in the leg trap, but I don't think it was very convincing. Just bounces out to Stokes. When was this? When did Athers and the team come? Mid-80s?
Athers would be 50 now, I suppose, would he?
So 30 years ago?
31, 32 years ago?
Yeah, so it would have been 85, 86. Yeah, that's possible. That is possible, because there weren't too much of television, not too many international teams touring Sri Lanka. Here comes Minali bowls. Bowls down the leg side, just going to flick it away on the onside. Misses. He still remains on naught. It's 215 for 7. Sri Lanka need another 112 runs. And Roshan Silva 59. And as I said, 112 more needed. All right, okay, time for me to take a break. A few more thoughts from, is it Modi or you, Paddy? Whoever it is, doesn't matter.
I'm just going to go back
Okay, both. I'll let both of you speak, and then it's going to be Neil Batford.
Just going to go back to Roshan Silva and how he might go about it from now on. I think Rosh is absolutely right that he likes to play within himself, but we have seen him able to go certainly strong down the ground if needs be.
Yeah, we saw him in the previous test match at Kandy, coming down the wicket and hitting quite expansively in that straight mid-wicket area, sort of long on, getting to the pitch of the ball and going up and over the infield.
Here's Leach again, and forward comes Roshan Silva. He's played beautifully, calmly, patiently, organised, mature innings. Surely done enough to get on at least the first leg of the Southern Hemisphere tour that Sri Lanka could embark upon soon after this series has ended. Nudged away on the leg side, Ben Folkes sets off in pursuit. And keeps them, prevents them from taking a single. 215 for 7. New Zealand first, followed by Australia, and finishing up in South Africa in March. Sri Lankans, 2 tests in each country. Forward comes Silva, steers this one away behind square on the offside.
I don't know they're going to face much spin in the next couple of months. Neil, what do you reckon?
Nathan Lyon might get an over or 2.
Yeah, they might have a bit of Nathan.
And possibly not too many pitches quite like this one, or in fact we've seen in Gaul and Palakeli as well. Here is Leach once again. Forward comes Silva, playing defensively. Small behind square on the offside, and there's no run.
Well, one of the test matches in Australia, I'm sure, is at the Gabba, and I'm sure it's a day-nighter as well. So that might zip around a bit for the likes of Stark, Hazelwood, Cummins, whichever Australian seamer is fit at that stage.
They don't last long, do they, the Australian seamers? That one is driven by Silva quite firmly, but only as far as Butler at extra cover. They have a poor fitness record in general. Pat Cummins spent longer unavailable for Australia during his career since his debut than he has been available. He's pitched it right up. The batsman had left his crease. He was on the charge. Everybody went up for it though. And not out, says umpire Sundaram Ravi. And no appeal considered by England. Funny how we use words like average and modest when we actually mean rubbish. Because his running between the wickets has not been average or modest. It's been rubbish, really, for the most part. Flicked away behind square on the leg side. And go through for a single as Adil Rashid comes in to do the fielding. Some batsmen have a tendency to run as if they're the only one involved. He just thinks about whether he can make his ground or whether he can come back for the second. He tends not to factor in to the equation the fact that somebody else has to run as well, Roshan Silva. But anyway, he's got lovely hands.